Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hey, hey,
Whoa.
hey.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
How are
What's
you?
up? I'm swell. You know what I got in my life that makes me grateful all the time, and I'm not just saying this because you're right here.
What?
I got me a good woman. I have I got me a good woman, and um that's that's maybe something I didn't know I always wanted and always needed. I didn't definitely don't want to say that I needed it like needing like I was always needing it, but now that I have it, I realize it's something that uh, I should have had this whole time and was foolish for not making that like exact specification for what was required for my life.
Man, I don't even know what to say right now. That's how you're gonna open the podcast?
Oh,
That was so nice. That was so oh man. I don't know if you saw my post earlier today, but I said shut the front door. I am blessed. I am loved. I am guided in something else. But it's all there. It's all I feel it so much. So yeah.
sometimes your posts like that are very similar to your broad, vague, clickbaity. You want to know what this is? Huh? You want to know what this is? Go ahead, reach. Go ahead, reach for it. Go ahead, reach. Nah.
Well, listen. Did you see? I shared a meme, and it was like, "There's nothing more." The millennial urge to not post song lyrics to send a cryptic message on social media,
Oh
and I
yeah,
was like,
that's away messages shit right there. That's
"That
that is
that
that's
that's so."
boom. That's my aim away message is some song lyrics that apply to some shit that only I know what I'm talking about.
It's and if you know, you know that's I will take full accountability for that behavior. And yes, it's from wanting to post song lyrics and being cryptic, like you know. I mean, at least it's not so much like shady digs anymore. It's more like, oh my god, like these cool things are happening, and sometimes it I've learned. Here we go, dive right into the growth. I've learned that and it's just life, like not everyone is ready to receive and watch you thrive and be happy for you in some cases. There's just people out there like that, and then there's people out there that love to see it, and they go, I love to see it, we love to see it, and those people are great. And I can kind of like feel like who's genuine and like loves, like waits for my posts. Like I've had people message me like, "Oh my god, you're so inspiring. I love seeing you thrive. Like I love this, and like you give me hope." And I'm like, I didn't even think I thought I had to be like Lady Gaga famous for messages like that. um, so it feels really good. I say all that to say that um, I kind of keep it vague to not give so much of my life out there, and then other times I still want to show gratitude and put positive vibes and great energy out there, so I'll still post stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's. I'm not coming from a place of shaming you for doing that. I'm not coming from a place of like criticizing you for doing that. I understand that there are certain. Baby, can you open your sound settings and
um
and click your echo cancellation button
in settings.
in settings? Go to
Yeah.
audio,
Yeah.
and there should be a box that you can check that says echo cancellation.
Aha, it is checked.
It is checked.
Yeah.
Oh, what the H, man?
Hmm.
All right. We're just gonna own it. We're gonna talk right through it.
Wait, hold on, am I echoing?
No, me. I'm
Oh,
echoing.
I don't hear you echoing at all, dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's just in my head. But I think mostly when it comes to people like trying to bring you down. I think maybe that has something to do with people aren't people aren't hating you for your thing as much as they're jealous of seeing you do good when they aren't doing as well as good themselves. And
Mhm.
that's just like that's a like a crabs in the barrel kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And that's sad that people are like that, and that's just their lack of growth.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't. I used to take it personally. I don't take it personally anymore. I'm kind of like, all right, well, that's you. Like that sounds like a YP, a you problem.
Well, at the same time, it's easy to forget to not take that personally, because we
Yeah.
can also take that shit personally hardcore still. Even inside of our own growth, we can take that shit personally.
Well, yeah, because when it comes to people that like you genuinely like care about, and you
Mm-hmm.
find out that they have that kind of attitude with you, you're like, what, bro? Like it definitely hurts. So yeah, like, but it hasn't been so much of that, which I'm
Right.
grateful for.
I didn't
Um,
ex- I didn't expect to have you be such a yuck patooey.
yeah,
Yeah, I get you.
yeah, but yeah, I think I want to piggyback on your amazing opening, and also give it back to you that like I'm so happy and over the moon, and um yeah, like I needed a good man. I think I I I had a long haul of just learning from the wrong people, and just like not knowing what love was, and then falling for like the cinematic ways of what it is, and then just going down rabbit holes, and then it's all in here first, and it's very cliche to say, but it's a real thing.
I think we're both sort of lacking good examples
Hmm.
in real life. Of course, we can look to fairy tales and movies and stuff and be like, yes, of course. But those are fairy tales and movies. That's not real life. And we didn't
Yeah.
have a whole lot of real life examples of like our neither one of us have parents that are still together.
Hmm.
We come from broken homes, and
Yeah.
damaged people damage people.
Yeah. So it's well, I mean, I'm glad that we're both on a healing path, because I definitely have had my fill of the damaged people, hurt damaged people.
Right.
Um and it's it's uh it's cool. I really, everyone. I've just had somebody today tell me, they're like, I miss you, and then we started talking, and they're like, I I am so happy that you guys are a thing. Like they were like, you're like, I love you both together. And even your friend Brittany, she commented on our little like
Oh
six
yeah.
minute episode. Yeah, she was like, I love you too.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love Brittany. I think I
Yeah,
like that. I think I liked that comment, right?
I think so. Yeah, maybe. I don't remember, but that was a cool moment. Like I was so
Yeah.
glad that you were down.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hmm.
I I uh I feel like you're not going to set me up for something that isn't beneficial to us in the long run, you know?
Hmm.
Like you're not going to go, "Hey, let me set you up for something that neither one of us is going to like." Right? You know what I'm saying?
No, why would I
So
do that? Like,
right. We don't either one of us have a like a gotcha mechanism inside of us to like
no.
gotcha. So I feel completely safe, and I hope that you also do feel all the way safe.
Thank you, baby.
I
I do. Huh?
I did want to mention and shout out to my best friend in third grade, Joey Copsitz. Uh, he used to do this thing that I keep I keep saying about you doing, and that I used to get from him. He would go, "Want a chip?" and he'd eat the chip, and then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm kidding. Here's another one. Here you go." But want a chip? Oh, you can have the chip. And then he'd eat the chip. That was a thing that my friend Joey Copsitz did in third grade.
You lost me. How do I do that?
Like that's when you're like, Oh, you want to know what the answer is, huh? You want to know what I'm talking about? You want? No,
Oh, we went
I,
back to that. I thought we were
yeah,
still talking
yeah.
about the video.
I cycled back to it. I
But you
cycled.
gotta. That was a weird segue.
Yeah,
That.
yeah. I knew that if it was a thing, I was gonna forget it if I didn't say it. So
Okay.
I pulled all the segues out of it.
You're like, you know what? We're just gonna take a rough turn off this dead end road that isn't a
You
road. We're just gonna.
you be style.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. It's just I don't know. It's
You
in my.
want it?
You want it? I don't know where. I couldn't tell you where I got it from. I think honestly, no. I'll tell you. I think it's from. Oh my god! It's so weird. This is called Shamecast for a reason. I used to be so obsessed with like burlesque and like strip shows and shows like what was that show that Pam Anderson did? There was a cartoon, something
Oh,
Ella.
stripperella.
Yeah, strip bra. Like I loved like things that were like teasers, you know? And I was
Yeah.
like so like my, coming of age and like being like a teenager into my like 20s, I was all be a teaser, leave them wanting more. Don't give them all of it. And it was like it kind of just went into my writing and like how I sell sometimes, like my like it's just it's just what I do now. I kind
Bro,
of like
you should manufacture clickbait for for like for like write articles and get those things shared and talk about like list things out and you'd be like, "Oh, this is the top 10 list of all of the most highly rated sex toys." You
mhm.
won't believe what number 6 is.
Oh, good idea. Thank you. I will um so uh let's let's see. Guess what I printed out today?
What did you print out today?
This is a 200-page book that I won from the contest I did.
Ooh. That's
And
that's a lot of paper. That's a lot of
well,
paper.
there's a lot of stuff that goes into. Listen, I could have just kept it on my phone, but I don't know what it is when it comes to things that I need to learn and like put in my mind and have it marinate. It's got to be physically in front of me. I got to have a Sharpie. I got to like write notes. Like the nerd in me like thrives in that. I need to do that. Otherwise it won't, because if I'm on my phone and I'm just reading it, it's not really the same thing for me.
Hmm.
So
What would the ladies say at your gym about all that paper?
stop. They would say um, that I'm hurting the environment, and you know what?
Who can afford all that paper?
Ah, James. Nobody listens to this Nobody over there listens to this podcast. We're gonna no piping tea at all.
Uh-huh.
Um, but oh my gosh. Anyways, what was I gonna say? So, wait, recap. Nobody has found out how you've been feeling at your new job. What's up? Tell everybody what you're doing.
I, I'm I'm really not trying to talk about it all that much because it's well, I'm a I'm learning how to be a family counselor at a cemetery. So there's a whole lot to learn about it. Uh, I I know that I'll like doing it once I know all there is to know about it, but it's going to take a lot of learning, and I'm still
Mhm.
new at it. It feels like something I should be doing, and
Yeah.
and and otherwise I don't I feel like maybe I don't want to talk about it all that much on shows. Like I
Okay.
like I will talk about it, but it's not something I want to like focus all of my airtime on because like I'm being I'm being space for somebody. I'm being a shoulder for somebody, and I don't want to seem like I'm bragging about that. I don't want to seem like I'm like searching for some signaling of virtue that I'm faking. You know what I mean? I have a joke that I was doing on stage for a while. I was saying, like, sometimes people just do things so that they can tell you that they did
Mm.
things,
Hmm.
and I truly want to not be that. Um,
Oh well, I mean,
so let me just say, like, a lot of things, like, people will say, I'll go, like, you showed up here, so then tomorrow you could be like, oh, I went to this comedy thing, and it was this, and anything you've done, any trip you've taken that trip, and then you've been able to talk about the trip. When I
hmm
and I say, it was Black Friday last year. Thanksgiving was over. It was Black Friday. I knew my mother was going out at midnight to catch these deals, and uh, without even asking, I went I went into her house and I did all the dishes while she was gone shopping for Black Friday. And I didn't tell her that I did it, and I didn't tell her I was going to do it, and I left. And the reason I did that was so I could come here on this microphone and tell you that I did it, so you'd think I was a good person. But
yeah. Well,
like,
but I was just saying as like a recap, like how have you been? Not so
oh
much
yeah,
like to feel some kind of. I mean, you're
yeah,
already gonna feel that while you're there, but
right, right.
but okay, you don't have to say too much more about it. But I'm proud of you, and I'm
Well,
glad
thank you.
that you're there, and it's a big step for you. Um, So that is our like 15-minute little recap. So welcome guys, those of you that have been watching and following and listening. Thank you for being here. Um dude, announcement? What's down there? What's down there? Shamecast, self-help and aiming to manage emotions. Decided to change our name a little bit.
Yeah, we wanted to make it an action. We wanted to make it on the same level and have it you know be a theme.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's a lot of times when you use like an acronym for something, where it's like to and the and stuff sometimes aren't included in the acronym unless it's
Mhm.
an action. Like aiming
Mhm.
would be an action and
Mhm.
is not an action as much.
Yeah, yeah. So just wanted to upgrade that A,
Yeah.
and it fits really well. I dig it. So great job, baby. That
Thank
was a really
you.
great idea. You're welcome.
Thank
And
you.
those of you that are new here to us, what is this, episode 9?
This is episode 11.
What? I'm off by 2. Hey, that's a good number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, we're in the double digits, babe.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh
Hell yeah.
shoot. Well, call me a monkey's uncle. I don't know.
Like Scar from The Lion
Yeah.
King.
hmm Um. Oh, that's so nice. Well, what a journey it's been so far. So yeah, guys. Basically, we come on here, we chit chat. It's like a little mini virtual date, and at the same time, we're all like onions. We unravel the onion and get through all those layers, and we go through a little voicemail that we have on Google. You can call 856-209-4413, and you can leave us any anonymous questions about relationships or something that maybe you feel shame about and you want to release into the world and release your shame, or ask for healing advice. We both are people with just tons of experience. We are not licensed therapists or counselors. We're just here with lots of wisdom and just want to share it and be a listening ear for you guys. So if that resonates with you, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share.
Yeah, man, absolutely, absolutely. And I say this every time. If you exist, let us know that you exist. If you're enjoying what we're doing, let us know that you enjoy it. so that we're motivated to continue doing it. We love your guys' support. The comments are always appreciated. The likes are always appreciated. You know, the stuff only gets bigger with your help.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are consuming this. So the fact that and I'll say this all the time as well, the time and effort are a currency that are immeasurable as far as monetarily. So we appreciate that so much. And the only thing we'll ever ask, because, you know, we're going to constantly give you our free, you're going to get a free lunch from us. You'll get a
Yeah.
free lunch. This is a free lunch. This is our time and effort. And all we're asking for on top of your time and effort that we already love and appreciate is just a small like, a small comment, a small share. That small effort, that call to action is so valuable. This is this is a time in the world where that is a currency that is somehow like trumped time and effort
Mm-hmm.
in importance.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, let's curb that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So speaking of questions, I think I'm ready for a question.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I can be ready for it. Here I go. Getting ready. You know, I just thought of Rick and Morty
Mm-hmm.
when he's here I go, killing people again. Kermopulus Michael.
Yes, yes.
Kermopulus Michael. All right. All right.
That was a great highlight of our trip, by the way. Just watching Rick and Morty every time we came back to the room.
Yeah, I mean, Rick and Morty. If you're subscribed to my podcast, Evolving with Corey Castle, you hear that I talk about that all the time. And the art that's on my podcast is directly inspired by Rick and Morty. And I went to an artist who specifically does art Rick and Morty style to have him draw me in a Rick and Morty type way. All right. I'm going to give you a countdown. And
Oh,
then
okay.
I'm gonna play this message.
And now I'll pause.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and pause that music?
Music 3, 2, 1.
I just heard about y'all's podcast, and I just had a question. We got a buddy who works for FedEx, and my wife, of course, she loves Amazon, you know, and just like every other woman, we get packages often, but I find it rare that my neighbor says that he's seen our friend over there with his FedEx truck all the time when his route is on the other side of town. Should I ask them about this, or should I just let it be? Because I feel like they're a little too close, if you know what I mean. But I really appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome. It is so good to hear y'all up from Philadelphia and down here in Lower Alabama. You take it easy. Bye-bye.
That was legit. That was.
I think I missed I think I missed the beginning of the message. I'm gonna play it again real quick just to hear the very beginning of it, and I'll stop it. And this is the part that I like.
Hey there, Shane. This is
Hello, hey there, S.H.A.M.E.
Hey there, S.H.A.M.E. Wait, tell me. So, wait, let me press play. So, let me get this straight. His wife loves Amazon, but the FedEx guy is always. The neighbors said that the FedEx guy is always at their house, even though his route's all the way on the other.
So it appears that there's some funny business afoot.
I don't know.
Maybe you have a birthday coming up and they're planning your surprise party.
I don't know.
Maybe that's. But
that's.
there is there is such technology where you could have cameras set up to find out what's really going on
Hmm.
if you're this curious about it. I mean, the FedEx guy whose route is on the other side of town shouldn't be at your house and not talking to you about it if
Yeah.
you're not there.
Right. Um. Yeah. That was my first idea too. I was gonna say get the Ring app. you know.
Right.
Get a little doorbell, or if you want to see, it just feels like it feels like double shade though, because then he would, because if he doesn't want his wife to know that he's trying to catch her, he's like low key like putting a camera or something to like keep an eye on her. And I feel like these kind of things, I mean, it just should be a conversation, you know. But then you have to worry about if she lies, or it's quite a pickle. Um,
So
is
I
Cheaters
think
still around?
I think I think you must protect yourself. If there's a
Hmm.
moment in your life where you're not sure you can all the way trust somebody, don't go
Hmm.
right to them and tell them you don't think you can trust them, because then they're going to give you more reasons to not trust them.
Yeah.
Perhaps do what you've got to do to find out what you think you've got to find out. If you have any kind of suspicion
Hmm.
before you go and confront anyone, but and even if you do find out that things aren't the way you you know that it's ideal for you, maybe don't blow up and expose your hand right away. maybe
Right.
maybe maybe figure out, get all your ducks in a row, figure out what you're gonna do next before you react, before you're
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
who just reacts to something.
Hmm.
But for sure, find out, get cement concrete proof that you need to
Hmm.
find what is it that's going on. And if this is somebody who you want to continue living in a life with, if if this is somebody who you're fearing that you can't trust, and you can't be safe, especially you know especially especially this is also a friend of yours, so
Yeah.
it's double betrayal if it's as shady as it seems.
That's the part that I was like, wait, I wasn't sure if they were friends or not. But that's even worse then. Like, if you're not home and your friend who happens to be, there while you're not home with your wife, that's a little, yeah, it's a little sketchy. And like the neighbors are telling you he's there a lot. It's like, you know,
uh, uh, Shame, hey Shame, listen to me real quick. Hi Shame.
hey, shame. I hope he doesn't think we're making fun. We love your
I
accent, by the way. We
I I I I I also want to just real quick say, um, it's fine. It's fine that you did it, and it's maybe it's see this generalization when you say like, oh, she loves shopping like all women do. Maybe that part of your sentence don't say out loud. Maybe you
Amazon. He said
or
Amazon.
whatever it was, and just throwing the generalization of all women do, like that kind of thing is like, you can just think that thought and not say that out loud. That might be helpful in your relationship with your woman if you're th- sometimes we got to be accountable to some of our own stuff. Like that's some of the parts where I'm like, oh yeah, I know I got cheated on, and you know what? If it was me, and I didn't know what else to do, I might would have cheated on me too to get out of the relationship.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So maybe sometimes every thought you have in your head you don't have to say out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure, please don't make it I don't want to be made feel like I'm throwing any shame at you for doing that, but um every little piece of every little pie is important, you know what I mean? Like we're and some of that could be self-destructive
Mm.
to a relationship or to your relationship in general with women. And that's a free one. You can have that.
That's a free one. Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head with this one. Make sure you have full proof. And just when you have it, I mean, make sure you either have video or something that she can't lie from. Then, like just politely like have a conversation, keep your tone like chill, and just be like, hey, this is I know what's going on. I'm not happy. Um,
Or just move out when she's out of the house. Just
yeah.
take all your
Well,
stuff
I
and
mean,
go. Like just it. I don't know what your family situation's like. I don't know what your living situation's like. I don't know what your financial situation's like. But like maybe just completely remove yourself from the situation. Like and see how long it is before your FedEx friend moves in with your wife.
mm,
Uh,
hmm
if you find that evidence. I mean, it's be, scammers be scamming, dude. Like pe- like like shady folks be shady and they'll stay
see that.
shady.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I personally like wouldn't just pack up and leave, like unless you didn't feel safe and it was like a narcissistic situation and you feel trapped and you're getting abused. But in this case, it just seems like she's hiding something. And if you do find that you found the proof, I would just show her she can't get out of it, and just say like, hey, like, I want a divorce, or whatever it is that you choose to do, and kind of just remain calm and play your cards right, because you know you got to be careful. You can't react and go off on someone, or get that upset and heated, because you know there are women out there that would turn around and flip the card real quick and say, well, you put your hands on me, and completely don't take their own accountability for their actions that made you react. So this is why we're stressing: do not react to the actions. Just be calm and state how you feel, and just see how you want to work through it. And like, I wouldn't even be afraid to ask, like, what made her want to make that kind of decision in the first place, because it may have been something that was in the relationship that wasn't there, that both of you need to be in as a team. And maybe there was something that you didn't have to bring in the team and she didn't know how to tell you, so she just went and made that kind of move. Or who knows, maybe you were doing the best that you were doing, and she just wanted to do what she wanted to do. I mean, I'm not trying to rectify anything that she's doing. I'm not saying she's right at all. But again, you need your proof, and you need to have that conversation if and when you have the proof. And say if it flip flops, say if you don't, nothing shows up, there is no proof, and you find out that she's fine. Then you turn around and tell your neighbors to stay out of your business. you know, I
If
don't know.
you ain't no chump, holler, we want prenup. We want prenup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that you need to have. Because
And
when she
get
leaves your
involved.
ass, she's gonna leave with half.
I'm in need.
She's not a gold digger if she's going after a FedEx driver.
Cheese and
they're
crackers.
they're not rolling in it.
They probably got good benefits though.
Yeah, no, uh, I, no, not throwing any shade or shame at the FedEx drivers. My my best friend used to be a FedEx driver. I know that when you work for FedEx, you don't actually work for FedEx. You work for a subcontractor who happens to have a contract with FedEx. So you work for
Mm.
that driving fleet, and that driving fleet. So not to say, like, if you go, oh, if FedEx must have good benefits. The same thing. You go, oh, he's a pro wrestler. He must be rich and famous.
Mm.
It's not always. It doesn't always equate.
Ah, well, thanks
So
for that little teachable moment. I didn't know.
yeah, So, like with everything, I'll promote always trying to consider what the sources are.
Well, yeah, and that leads back to this too. He's got to consider the source, and
Right.
and
It could be
also,
just nosy neighbors who are making shit up.
I mean, you know, like, well, if my neighbor were to tell me something was going down, I would, because we have a cool relationship, I trust them, but so yeah, all these factors, you really gotta sit down with yourself first too. It doesn't help to like take out a little book and start journaling to yourself and asking yourself questions like, all right, what has felt off about my marriage lately? Are we having enough sex? That's a real thing. Okay. When's the last time we went out on a date? When's the last time I did something nice for her / she did something nice for me? Um, you know, have things been feeling off, and what is it that I'm feeling right now? Like, start diving deep, and even like consult with yourself first, especially if you find proof that she's cheating on you. You definitely need to kind of consult with yourself first, and be honest and clear about who you are, what you want, and completely just only your needs only and what you need from somebody.
Pooh, bullseye aimed right there at find what it is you want and how you would actually handle this situation if you were somebody else looking in on this. And if you were trying to advise someone else who had this same question to us, how you would answer that if it was coming from your best friend or if it was coming from somebody who you'd want their best interests in mind if you were given advice. uh let's let's add up all the factors. You whack, you twisted, your girl's a hoe, you broke, the kid ain't yours, and everybody know your old man think you stupid. You be like, so
I hope
you know what?
Oh my god.
I, I think I, I think some of DMX's lyrics made me feel like DMX was probably a jerk. or he was just or he was just a sick rapper. He just had sick
He was sick, man.
flows.
Um, that was so cool what you just did. And you literally said best friend, which is perfect. So the exercise that we both kind of collaborated on together just now with how would you ask your best friend? I learned that from Pure Romance at a conference when we were talking about self-esteem and getting advice, and it was called the best friend game. And you would sit down and kind of pretend that you're your own best friend and answer to your best friend how you would handle it if you were going through it. You know what I mean? Like, so that was cool. So yeah, I don't know, man. Thank you for listening to us and the shout out. It's so cool. I'm super humbled and excited that we're reaching like Alabama and a few other places that I had never considered in my life.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And I don't know. I hope we diced out a lot of stuff. I mean, I hope you take something and run with it. Maybe not run, walk.
If there is one part of any of this that we are ever giving to anyone that's helpful, if there's just one part that's helpful, then I know I'm not going to speak for both of us, but I know I will feel like we started this with good reason. I'll feel like we started this uh, for a good purpose. So if
Yeah,
there's
dude.
only one moment that's like it hit hard enough for you to reorient the way you look at things,
Mm.
and really kind of maybe redefine in your mind what you think failure and success are, and and adjust accordingly.
Yes, yes. Adjust accordingly. What a wow. That was a big one. That was a big question for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for
Um,
sending that. Alabama, Roll Tide.
uh, Sweet home Alabama. Oh, see, I can't play it. We might get copywritten stuff, but I can
Yeah,
sing it.
we're gonna demonetize. We
Well,
we used to say that on Wrestle Rock all the time. What
mm,
like if we'd start singing a song or something, then we go demonetized. YouTube's taking the demonetization away, or taking monetization away from us on that one.
mm, oh, pardon me.
LOL, LOL. Jokes on y'all. We're not monetized anyway. That's our
Not yet. Not yet.
yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. Where the skies are so blue, we can say the lyrics. See, I definitely played a song once on a podcast, and then
Mhm.
they ripped all the audio off of the entire episode of the show,
Oh my god.
and I was like, well, that was a dingbat mistake,
Sheesh.
but now I know, and that's why I started the game where I was like, I would tell people, and I even probably said it to you. Yeah, I definitely said it to you in our first podcast, the first episode of the podcast, which I talked about yesterday when I was on my friend B Lee's comedy podcast. He was
Yeah.
asking me about us and about when like our first conversation being that you were on my podcast, and he was like, I heard it. It was I watched it, pretty steamy. It's like,
Steamy?
yeah, it's pretty steamy.
I don't think we were steamy. I
Well,
mean,
the flirts were up. The the flirt stocks were in.
Oh, and they keep stocking. By the way, I don't think that we haven't run out of stock. I mean, it's it's not going to be anytime soon.
The Dow Jones, the cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, as much love as we have for each other, we are pretty rich.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Did you just text me?
No.
Yeah. I just got a message from you.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
What's it say?
I just hearted it. It said my internet is being whacked.
Oh, you're so
It's
funny. That was
it said that
forever ago.
I said I got that 1 minute ago.
No, that was like an hour
That-
ago, man.
Well, that was the internet whackness.
Yeah, it was being whack. I couldn't get on here for a little bit. I was like, what's going on? So other adventures coming up, my birthday.
Well, yeah, I was about to ask you if you thought it would be fun and all to pitch your birthday show.
Oh,
here.
I didn't even think about that. Okay,
to,
yeah.
to plug it on the show, and maybe some of the people who listen to this will come out and support you in your first original music live show.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Okay. I'm pulling up the flyer so I have the address. So, those of you that are in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, hanging out near Ben Salem, Ben Salem, Thursday, February 2nd, 2/2, is my birthday. And I will be performing my original music for the first time live. I'm so enthusiastic and I'm so nervous at the same time. And it's going to be at the Music Barrel, 1675 Spirits, and 2685 Bristol Pike. There'll be myself and other wonderful talent in the area, all local talent. So each of us are going to do 4 songs. They're going to be split up in 2. So like first half I'll do 2, and then second half I'll do 2. And it's fantastic. And the guy that runs it, his name is Shane McElwin, and he's a fantastic bartender. So if you love to drink, make sure you get your butts out there. And Um, he's an amazing musician. So I'm really happy for the opportunity. And for those of you that don't know what my original music is, my persona is Semi di Stella, and it means starseed in Italian. And I just wanted to be fancy. I wanted to kind of
Star
show.
Star Seed.
I wanted to showcase my spirituality side, my very Aquarian side, and kind of just be different instead of saying starseed. Like I wanted to do something that was a little bit more flavorful, and then I thought, oh well, I'm Italian, so boom. And I really like the way it looks, and it sounds pretty to me. And I have a whole persona, and it's inspired from a movie called Fern Gully, which, if you know about this movie, you're the real MVP, you're an OG. And if you don't know about the movie, the Cliff Notes version is it's from the 90s. It's very much Save the Rainforest, Tree Hugger, and
Robin Williams all day every day.
Robin
Like
Williams all day, every day.
you can't if you say, hey, there's this cartoon where Robin Williams is the star of it, and they go, never heard of it, but am gonna watch it. That
Mhm.
seems
Yeah,
like the only logical response
yeah,
to a
yeah,
Robin
yeah,
Williams cartoon from the 90s.
yeah. I was leading up to that.
Yeah.
And the
Sorry, I didn't mean to bury the lead on that one.
that's okay. So and the other main characters are fairies, and the one main fairy is Krista. And I basically kind of like copied the blueprint of the outfit and changed the design and had it made from a wonderful seamstress named Liz Patine. Shout out to Liz, I love you. And if you're looking for a great local seamstress, their company is called Little Geeky Details. I'm 90% sure that's what it's called. And yeah, so also, cheap plug, she does do wrestling stuff, sir.
Oh,
And she's
okay.
10 minutes away from my house, sir.
So how is this the first time I'm hearing about it?
I don't know.
That sounds like a YP.
I don't know. I never thought. Well, I wanted to double check with her, and so I just found out last week. I asked her if she does that. So that's why you're just now finding out. Okay.
It's funny, man. I was saying last night. When I was on that on B Lee's podcast.
Hmm.
I was talking. I was telling him how I thought uh, pro wrestling and drag were very similar, and he was like, "Wait a minute, I've never heard that comparison." And I was like, "There's a good chance not a lot of people ever have made that comparison."
Hmm.
But in the market for seamstress, check out this new type. So she has made gear before. She has made
Yeah. Well,
pro
she
wrestling gear.
told me it depends on the material that you have, and I wasn't exactly 100% sure on what your material is. So, but I mean, yeah. So that could be a side conversation one
You,
day.
you ever
You
see
know.
the Nutty Professor?
Yes, it's been a long time.
Spandex, all spandex.
Oh, all spandex. Okay, yeah, she's one of those spandex. Um, so yeah, anyways, so guys, come out. It's my birthday. I'm turning 33. The age of Christ. It's Christ Enlightenment season.
33 on 22223.
Exactly. Duh. So
Something's up with that. Come
something's
witness
up
the
with
magic.
that. No, you're gonna witness some magic, all right. I've been brewing up a lot of different things lately, and it's just been planting seeds since the beginning of the year, and I feel it, and I feel so much love and support, and I know by the summer things are gonna be like 10 times more elevated and abundant than what they are right now, and I'll be on a different journey for sure. And more into my sole purpose. So if you dig all that and you like to drink, come on out. And oh, by the way, my music is EDM. So come dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Um, I'm also looking forward to my birthday and Valentine's Day with you and our anniversary.
Yo, how is that all so close to each other?
I don't
It's
know.
like Christmas, New Year's, birthday, Valentine's Day, anniversary, all bow, 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 right back to
It's
back.
constant dopamine hits. It's great.
Oh, it's I'm an overdose on dopamine.
My coworker said that today. She was like, "Wow, they're all really so close together." I was like, "Yeah, I like it. I like it."
Good,
I
good.
just kind. It's just it makes like not that I'm always looking forward to something with you, but it's like another like thing. Like it's all these chapters, and every year they're the same chapter, but it's going to be a different thing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of falls in line with that like every two thing. Did you ever see me share that? The meme that it was like the follow the two rule, which is funny because I'm two. So every 2 weeks you go out on a date. Uh, every 2 months you go away for the weekend, and every 2 years you travel. You go away together. I think is the rule. Yeah, ain't that cool?
That's neato.
Mhm.
Neato.
Mhm.
Um, did you have any more things you wanted to discuss on the air today, or did you want to save anything for later, or did you have anything in mind that you wanted to make sure you stated on the record here for this episode 11
11,
of
11,
Shamecast?
11, 11. Um, for the record and every record, past and moving forward, I love the heck out of you. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's very much.
Hmm.
I think you know that.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Very much.
Hmm. And I don't know that. I feel like once we stop, I'm gonna forget, but or I'm gonna remember. Um, oh man, I feel really blessed. You know, I hope you guys are doing well out there. The new year was it was quite interesting for me. I don't know. A lot of people were kind of feeling a weird like transition, but I think it was just like small hiccups, and you keep moving forward. And I think it's everyday life, really. Like there's, just because it's a new year, just feels like another like cycle. And I think my thoughts on the new year so far have been, how are you going to handle this new cycle? How are you going to handle it this time? And you know what? I've also noticed that I've been helping people find like more spiritual help. Like I had a friend tell me that their significant other is dealing with anxiety, and it was because I opened up about my anxiety to them. And so in light of me facing my own fear of being vulnerable, they told me about their partner, and they were like, I don't know how to help them. Like, I don't want to have to keep being their source. And I was like, I got you. And I gave them some information, and it felt so rewarding, And it's really nice. And I had my first private event by myself as a one woman show,
Good.
and they were very happy.
I'm very
And
happy and proud of you as well.
thank you.
Uh,
And
So this is funny because you're doing these firsts, and this new year has started, and you have started inside of it. It's almost like a little inception thing.
yeah, that is very true. They're like, yeah, like I did that, and I won like the contest at the same time. Like while it was like it was so weird, and I started finishing my album. So guys, like keep an eye out for that. Finally working on that with Artie. Um, so shout out to Mr. Artie. And
And that was the first episode of my podcast that we did over the new year.
mhm.
On New Year's Day we did an episode with Artie. So make sure you're subscribed so that you can catch that audio only episode. Subscribed on Spotify and Apple Music and Anchor, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Check out Evolving with Corey Castle, and that was an episode that we both did together. and I
Mhm.
loved that we were able to do that,
Me
and
too.
I happy to have that. Now
Yeah.
I'm glad that that now exists, and I'm very grateful to Artie. And if he listens to this, thank you. I love you.
Yeah, no, he's a wonderful man.
Mhm.
Yeah, I that was so cool. I thank you for doing that for me.
Mhm.
It really meant a lot to get that because I'm not sure, when his time will when he'll go to the next phase. So it was important to have that. And yeah, I just found myself wanting to help people more. I mean, I've always liked helping. I'm not cruel in any kind of way, but
Without jumping into specifics, can we also
uh
talk about how since this year has started, you've also started sharing with me things that you were afraid you were going to be met with shame over, like you were so like it's almost like you're letting guard down even more and letting me in even more, and I just want to say that I want to acknowledge that. I want to know, let you know that I notice it, and I'm grateful to be here for it, and I'm happy to know you.
thank you. Yeah, that's cool. That's so cool. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, without, yeah, well, it's so, it's really cool being with you. There are things that I started remembering about myself that I forgot, and maybe they were just in archives, like put away in the shame box or something, like, never to come out again, like. And then, just watching TV with you and watching all these different shows, and then all of a sudden, like, pieces of my memory come back, like from my childhood. I lived a long time where I was traumatized for a while, and I had a lot of healing to do, and it was just back to back, like since I was like 7, even before that. Between like my parents and their toxic relationship, and then kind of like, not learning or seeing that as an example, and then like going through what I went through in my 20s. So it was there was like a lot of like fun things about myself that I kind of forgot. And so when they would come back to me, I'd be so happy because then I would be like, oh, you want to hear this cool thing about me? And it might have been something that I've never told anybody before about myself. And it was cool for you to be like there and be like, oh, cool, because it's a first for you. Like,
Mhm.
you get to be the person.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm really glad that you make me feel safe and you see me and you hear me, and it's really important. And I being with someone like you, every 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 day that goes by, every great conversation we have, like, just allows me to be more and more relaxed, and not so defensive or on guard or afraid to tell you something, in fear of what you would say back, or so
Psst,
yeah.
psst,
Psst.
psst, psst, psst. That's the sound you make. In the fuse makes because you da bomb. Psst.
Oh gosh.
You da bomb.
I adore you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this with me. And
Yes.
thank you to everybody who's listened and everybody who's watched. If you watched us, awesome. If you're checking us out on YouTube, leave a comment, call our number, leave us a voicemail, 856-209-4413. And even if even if you just call it and listen to the outgoing message that we recorded, we probably have to redo it now because we changed the name of the show. We probably have to redo an outgoing message. So if you want to jump in on what that one is now, because it's adorable and
It's
you owe it
true.
to yourself, you owe it to
Mhm.
yourself. If you think this love is inspiring to hear that adorable message that we left.
Yes.
And, you know, uh, continue. I hope that in some way, in some way, there's some inspiration for you out there. If look to people to be your role models in a positive way, and I hope that we can be that in some way. And and if you ever feel like you're going through something and you got nobody to talk to, both of us have our DMs wide open.
Yeah, dude.
Don't unless just be respectful.
Yeah.
And respect yourself, respect others, and hell yeah, dude, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend about this show. Tell a friend about following Alyssa on social media. Tell your friend about following Corey Castle on all social medias.
I can't point to you. I'm trying to point to you. There. Yeah, right there. Follow him.
Follow her.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's weird because it's like we're looking in the mirror, but it's the opposite way.
Yeah. Can we? Nope. Wait. Okay. No.
No. No.
Nope.
No. Well, like our
There we go.
relation to how close and how far we are to the screen makes.
Did it? Yeah.
All
Should
right,
we end
folks.
every episode like that? Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night. Love you.
Be fun. Have safe.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Shane.
Bye, Shame.
Bye, Shane. That's how I'm going to end every episode. Bye, Shane.
Bye, Shame.
All right.